So this month, my theme is abandonment, and it affects tons and tons of my clients who have issues around abandonment, but sometimes we don't really know that's the root problem until we get in there. So how do we, first of all, what is abandonment and how does it manifest in your life? So you might have issues around abandonment, and as we know, everything stems from when we were children or before birth, right? Because we want to go back as far as possible to find that root problem, because that is where the neural patterns and neural pathways start to form. So sometimes we don't know, sometimes consciously we do know. So sometimes it could be something around maybe a divorce, or maybe a parent did leave. Maybe it started in a relationship a bit later, who knows? But the important thing, as we know, not the event in and of itself, but how the feelings come into play after the event. So what patterns and emotions become formed after those feelings of abandonment? So often you might also feel unworthiness, you might feel undeserving, you might tend to blame yourself for things, you might start to self-sabotage, and a few things can happen also from that. So often in relationships, if you have feelings of abandonment, you might either choose partners who are going to abandon you, right? Not through any fault of your own, but because your unconscious mind is comfortable in that discomfort. It knows that. So that is what it's going to start to kind of look for, right? Or you might have attachment stuff with people. So you might be with people who are not in any way going to abandon you, but you have a constant fear of being abandoned. So you latch onto those people and hold on really, really, really tight, which drives everyone nuts, right? And both of those patterns don't feel very good, do they? And we want to be able to find that strength and that power within ourselves so that that abandonment issue is not even a thing anymore, right? So what do we do about this? Well, first of all, obviously, you want to work with a professional around this issue, but also some things you can do now and some journaling type stuff you can do and some meditations that you can do are really getting in touch with when it started. What was that first event? Consciously or unconsciously? What do you think? And if you were to know, what would it be? What do you think? And go back there and do some thinking around it. It wasn't your fault. It was nothing to do with you, right? We can only control ourselves. We can't control what other people are going to do. And sometimes people are shitty, and that is just a fact. So if that's the case, how are we now going to empower ourselves? So do some journaling around how you want to feel instead. What do you want to choose for yourself? And make that really, really crystal clear as to how you want to feel, because that's all that we can do. You might also want to do some journaling around how you feel about people in your life who've abandoned you and who you want, what kind of person you want to attract. So when I'm working with a client who has issues around relationships and they always choose the wrong person, right? Well, you want to be looking for the type of person that you want, right? To get that into your conscious mind and unconscious mind. So I have them write a list of what they want in their perfect person. What are they like? What qualities do they have? How are they going to make you feel? And write that around your relationships. How do you want to feel? Because that is all you can do, right? Is choose that. And you want to also be aware of those red flags. That's your unconscious mind giving you hints about the kind of person that you're with, because it's all about how they make you feel. So if you're feeling weird around somebody, that is a clue from your unconscious mind that you need to probably run away from that person. But none of those things can happen, those healthy, empowering choices, until you choose to release those feelings of abandonment. There's some great meditations that I give out with my programs around dealing with those feelings of abandonment. And I will share some of them during this month. So work on your journaling. And I know I always recommend journaling, but it's really, really helpful. And another thing that you can do is a lot of people who have been abandoned and created those past patterns and pathways in their brain kind of feel, I think, like they deserve to be abandoned. So I encourage those people to write another journal entry about what makes you so awesome. And realizing that people who abandon you, it's not you, it's them. They are unhappy with who they are and they can't deal, or whatever's going on with them. Not something that we are in control of. That you're worth it, you're worthy, you are wanted and loved by so many people and by yourself. It's getting that belief into your brain. So do that journaling and try to work through where those feelings came from and now what you want to choose moving forward, because all we can do now is move forward from the past and learn from it. So what have you learned from that? Well, maybe you've learned that I'm going to be more careful in choosing the people in my life. I am going, because you can choose that, right? I'm going to listen to my gut or my unconscious mind or whatever when I meet someone, because that is going to tell you what you need to know. You don't need to give people a million chances. You can stand firm within yourself and create those boundaries. This is what I'm willing to put up with, and this is what I'm willing to not put up with. And once you start to set those boundaries, your unconscious mind is going to start realizing, oh, wait a minute, I don't get abandoned. I choose who's in my life. And what a powerful shift that can be, right? From I'm just going to let people either, abandon me or not, as opposed to, wait a minute, I'm going to choose who's in my life. And if they seem like a jerk, then I'm going to let them go because I don't deserve that. And really figuring out what you do deserve. You deserve love, you deserve compassion and kindness, and to be treated exactly how you want to be treated. And if you're attracting people into your life who are not treating you like that, then you can choose to not have them in your life, right? So those are some takeaways from we're just starting in to digging into those feelings of abandonment. So do that work and dig into that feeling and figure it out and decide you're going to move forward from it and learn from it. And what an awesome learning experience, right? You're learning now how to protect yourself, how to choose the people who are in your life, and exactly what you want. What a great lesson. Let me know how it goes. Have a good day.